Here we go. So, for those, yeah, I've been reading a lot of the chat as well as a lot of discords and a lot of threads about what's going on with the game after the launch. So I did talk about the launch, season 3, tier 4, what all that means, word for word, kind of like translations from the director, right? But it's an hour long, and I know a lot of people didn't watch it. There are a lot of questions about what is going on. So we're going to cover that today in this lecture. It might be long, but I really do hope that you guys listen from the start till the end before you make your choice. Everyone who opened this video and watched it up to now, you are bound to make a choice. Being inactive, not doing anything, putting your head in the sand is making a choice. Okay? Now, Aegis did announce today that they don't have the roadmap ready for us. So with that knowledge in mind, I'm going to proceed with the lecture today. So post Lowell on emergency stream, what to do to prep for season 3. And if you didn't follow Lowell, you may be thinking, what the hell is season 3? Well, pretty much we're going to be having a soft reset or hard reset, whoever you ask. You know, different opinions, but we're having a little reset, okay? And I'm not gonna talk about why that's good for the game or bad for the game in this video. I'm just gonna talk about what we know for now and how we can prepare. So here are some disclaimers. Facts. What we know for sure is KR has exactly 1 month from today of this recording before tier 4 release, July 10th. NAU, rip and chat, we don't know. Russia, they do. Okay, Kremlin got the information first through the red phone. 1 month to prepare and think critically before KR CM newsletter in June, detailing the information about like ability stones, how that's gonna work out, and all of that stuff, accessories, bracelets. All right, all I could do is go off of what we know from the low on. Things are subject to change. We only know tip of the iceberg. But it's enough information to still prepare, okay? Now, no numbers are out just yet to compare prices of tier 3 versus tier 4. So until then, you have to make your own decisions. Even doing nothing is a decision, once again, okay? We don't have calculators. We don't have calculators of price comparisons. We don't even know what the amount of mats needed for advanced honing in tier 4, okay? We don't have answers. Only this can happen or that can happen. All right, so we have to kind of like assume and do our own calculations in our brain and go with our best bets. Not saying this is right or that is wrong. The reason I'm making this video is because people are going to ask, should I sell my gems? Should I buy gems? Should I do this? Should I hone that? Okay, I'll just lay down some of the pros, some of the cons, what can happen and what can't happen, blah, 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 blah. And then you go off from that. Okay, good luck. My opinion on this, please do not make in-game financial decisions based off what he said, she said, I said. I see people asking, should I sell my gems? And someone says yes. Should I not sell my gems? Someone says no. Don't listen to someone else's opinion. It's your game. It's your character. You put the time, the investment, okay? The money or time, whatever you did, is very precious. You have to make that decision. I've made my decisions. I'll share them with you. Think about your options, and as an adult, choose your own path. You yourself is to blame and responsible for the path you take to choose. Next, what I have done. So I have sold level 10 damage gem, only spares. Please listen carefully. Don't unlock your gems right now and start selling, okay? Listen, hear me out. Only spares. Now, let me give you guys a scenario. Ask yourself this, are you going to use your current level 9 and 10 gems? Why only level 9 and 10 Zeals? Because director only mentioned level 9 tier 3 gem converting to level 7 tier 4 gem. And level 10 tier 3 gem converts to level 8 tier 4 gem. He didn't say anything else below converts. So based off what we know and directly out of his mouth, right? What I assumed and what I concluded is that I am going to keep my gems. I'm going to use these gems and then transfer, succeed, whatever the freaking word, to tier 4 level 8s. And I plan to make my Surge Gem a level 9 and eventually keyword level 10. And in order to do that for me, my choice was to have spare level 10 gems, as many spares as possible, because I will first transfer these into tier 4 gem, tier 4 level 8, and then I'll combine the 3 into a level 9. When you combine the 3, we don't know if it's gonna be a cooldown or damage. According to the director, it will still be randomized. People are protesting against this. Is there enough power to change the director's mind? I don't know. We don't know. But what we know is from what he said is that if we combine the 3 level 8 tier 4 gems, they will become a random tier 4 level 9 gem. So my plan was to sell the spare damage gems, and then let me show you guys some of the history. So 430k 10 minutes before low on. I showed you guys this on stream. These are facts. 300k right after the low on, and then 270k 24 hours exactly after the low on for level 10 damage gem, and then 250k when I was making this. At the moment of recording, it is now about 240k. It has dipped again. I'm watching this closely. That's why I haven't been streaming as much, because I've also tried to capitalize this, you know, every man for himself, right? Okay, so you guys need to know your options and then make your own decision. Okay, this doesn't mean you follow me. Please do not follow me and blame me. It's your fault. Okay, 242k. Okay, all right, so some people bought it. Let me show you guys a cooldown as well, because so this dipped to 204k about 2 p.m. KST. Now it's back up to 210k, right? Because people are doing what I'm doing, or are they? So let's see. What the hell am I talking about? So I sold it I sold it on my Gunslinger for 270k. My spare ones damage. All right, sold for 270k. Here are my options with the 270k gold. First option: buy level 10 gem back when it gets cheaper. Oh, but account for the 5% tax. 5% tax, so it's 256k. So if I buy the level 10 gem back right now, I make gold, about 10k. Okay, 10k is 10k. 10k is 10k, guys. All right. Maybe you want to do this. You want to risk this, guys. Like Bitcoin. Maybe you want to sell some more than one gem. Right? It's not 10k anymore. It's 100k now. Right? What? Risk level high. Don't know when the dip will end. What if it goes back up? We don't know. Don't ask me. I am not Buddha. I'm not the second coming of Christ. I'm just an idiot, all right, that drinks Coke. Number 2, buy level 10 gem for 200k. Sell the damage gem and then buy the cooldown gem. Why would you do that, Zeals? Why? Well, why? Because my plan is to carry my gems over to tier 4. And any spare level 10 gem, I convert to tier 4 and then combine the 8s, remember? So why carry a damage gem if it's gonna be randomized? So if I sell the damage gem for 270k and then buy a cooldown gem for 200k, I make 56k gold, and I still have a level 10 gem to combine after converting to tier 4 into a level 9 gem. So risk level safe. I make gold and I have a gem to combine. So you have to think about it. Is my goal to downgrade gem? Let's say you have a full level 10. I'm gonna downgrade to level 9 gems. But this is risky in the West because Amazones didn't tell us when and how long we still have to do tier 3 raids. All right. So if level 9 gems are getting you gate kept because you don't have a static, then once again, you got to think about these factors. But for me, I am not going to downgrade. I'm not going to sell all my level 10 to level and then use level 9s and then ask my static to carry me. Because my plan is to go to tier 4 with level 8 gems and then work towards level 10. Eventually, gradually. Okay, maybe immediately, I don't know. We'll have to see how powerful level 10 gems are because we don't really know. We can only assume how powerful level 10 gems are. And in terms of gems, if you're confused what's going on, basically they just increase the ceiling. Just imagine level 11, level 12 gems, okay? They just increase the the grind. Okay, like it's an MMO. All right, so yeah, and then so you have to make. Are you gonna carry your gems over like I am, and then combine the gems? Like for example, I'm not even selling level 9 gems. As a matter of fact, if you are like me, that's gonna carry these over, you might as well just combine these, or depending on the market, sell it separately and then do the same thing I just did. Buy the cooldown gem. Okay? Buy the cooldown gems. Sell them separately. Let's say if you sell the level 9 separately, they sell for 80,000 gold each. That's 240,000 gold. So you make gold like this, and then you buy the cooldown gem. You still win. You still win, right? So, or you could just gamble it. If it becomes damage, you could sell it and buy the cooldown gem. Or yeah, like the choices are limitless. But for me, I am not selling my gem because I plan to carry it over because I plan on raiding. That's another thing you have to think about. Do you plan on raiding immediately in tier 4? Some of you will not have that choice. Number 3, sell for 270k, and here are my options with the 270k gold. Hold that 270k gold or 256k gold and buy level 8 tier 4 gem. This risk level is mid to high, right? You don't know how much a level 8 gem is gonna be in tier 4. Could it be lower than 256k? It could be. Could it be higher? It could be. We don't know. Y'all have bots? Bots of, you know, we don't know if the bots come back, right? That's why there is a risk. Every man for himself. Next. All right. What the frick? All right. Anybody have questions? All right. Good luck though. Good luck whatever you guys choose to do. Even just sitting on them. All right. Just sitting on them is a choice, but yeah. What I have done, sold accessories that I plan on never using. Sold accessories that I plan on never using, okay? That's very important. Remember, we are entering a transitional period. We are entering a transitional period. We're not, some people are FOMOing and freaking out. They're like, oh, I must be all my characters tier 4 and ready to go with the new arc passive. No. Not even the whales will be able to do that. Okay, it will take a couple of weeks for the whales, if not months. As a matter of fact, they're time gating it with the bracelet coming out with the new bro in September. Okay, so like we are in the transitional period. It's gonna take some people 6 months, even a year. Okay. Director said we are going to transition to tier 4 and every player's pacing will differ. Okay? Some will use the old system longer than others before fully transitioning to the arc passive system. What does that have to do with me selling my accessories? Well, here's the thing. If we're going to use the old settings of today, right? Have the rock and then have the engravings, use the tier 3 bracelet, the quality, the combat set. If we're going to use this system, then you need to have the accessories, right? You need to have the accessories. You're not gonna raid like this, right? In tier 4. Okay? So you gotta have it. If you have spares like an off spec, you could sell them. Now, let's say you have a spare that is like, for example, let me show you. Let's say you have a spare where you have cursed all instead of like keen blunt. Okay, you could have that. I think you could hold on to that. You could sell it if you want. Once again, I'm not going to tell you what to do. You could sell it. But what if Surge Blades in tier 4 with the arc passive stopped using Keen Blunt, for example? We just don't know. You could hold on to that or you could sell it. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. If you do, like, let's say you have a SO War Dancer spec and a first intent War Dancer build, right? Not a lot of, I know this doesn't apply to a lot of people, right? But let's just say, if you have both settings, you have to decide, okay, I'm gonna enter tier 4 with this gear. I'm gonna do Guardian as an SO. So if you sold first intent, you have to do the Guardian as SO. You have to do the new raid as SO. So if you sell first intent, you have to know that you're gonna have to keep playing SO. You might not like it. The new SO might feel a little bit different. But it is what it is. Once you make the choice, you go with the choice. Please don't expect all y'all to be tier 4'd out instantly. That's just huge FOMO and panic speaking. You're not going to have full tier 4 level 3 accessories with average good rolls. Okay? Full tier 4 level 10 gems with new 25 weapon race and all that 4 tiers of arc passive. You're not going to have that immediately, okay? It's a step by step. So what have I done? We can guess that if we don't have engraving books ready, tier 4 accessories and other ways to unlock arc passive tiers, the arc passive tiers, there's 4 tiers. The latter ones are powerful. Previous system may be superior. The system that we are using right now, the rock and the engraving system, the accessories with the engravings and the combat sets on it may be superior. And it will be for a lot of us, all right? Or most of us, or all of us. We will use our current settings well into tier 4 until we decide to transition into the new arc passive system. Okay? So think of what playstyle you like now for every class you plan to take to tier 4. Watch and study the upcoming Khazra Khan and Brel raids to see what you prefer to play in there. Let's say you have a setting for Predator and Punisher. Do you want to prog as Punisher? Is a prog only 2 hours or is it 20 hours? Can I stand playing Punisher for 2 hours? Yeah. 20 hours? Yeah. 600 hours? No. Then don't sell the accessories, right? Sell what you can afford to sell and not regret. Take care of all accessories you don't see yourself playing ever while transitioning into tier 4. For example, yes, I let go of First Intent. Yes, I might regret that. I might have to play SO. You know, it's not gonna have the mobility skill. Well, we don't know, but we can assume. I could assume. And am I okay with that? Am I okay to prog the new Akan and A gear raid with the SO setting? Oh, well, it's too late for me now because I sold the First Intent gear, right? I sold my Predator gear. I sold my Shock Scrapper gear. That's sold real good. That's sold it. You see it right here. It's sold right here, right? It's sold right here. My Shock gear. Okay. All right, next. Now, next, free engraving books. Save those. Save those. The ones you got from events like Mokoko Expresses, and beg Aegis for Frog, Golden Frog, and or ways to get free legendary engraving books. If you're behind on legendary books, press 1 in chat. The reason why you need to know legendary books is because we no longer get engraving from accessories with a new arc passive system that we will transition into in the future. Okay? I'm gonna do a separate video about ability stones. So the engravings go up to relic, and every 5 books equals more power. So you don't need to get 20 relic books. Don't panic. You don't need to get Keen Blunt 20 relic. 5 gives power, 10, 15, then 20. Okay? All right. So let's say your class, like Surge Blade, needs Grudge, Keen Blunt, Ambush Master, blah, blah, blah. We don't know. The meta may change. But you need to know these books because you're going to slot them into the arc passive. Once you're ready to transition into the arc passive, remember, we're going to keep playing this old setting, But once we could transition into the new setting, you're going to go into the menu, and then you're going to slot these in there. Oh, my class needs Grudge. Bing, put the Grudge. And then, oh, my class, well, according to the Nexus guide, the theory crafting, the math says we need now Keen Blunt. Ding! So that's going to be 5 engravings. The class engraving comes from the arc passive. Okay? All right. Now, does that mean we need to learn the class engraving, or is it given for free in the arc passive? We don't know that yet. So, because we don't know, what do we do? What do we do when we don't know? We hold on to them. So let's read that. Engraving books you obtain for free from previous events, hold on to them and learn them when you figure out what engravings your classes like your roster. You want to benefit the roster. So you have like 5 characters. I need Keen Blunt and Grudge. You want to learn those, right? Priority. You engravings your classes use once arc passive meta and builds settle down. For example, I'm only missing Adrenaline. Let's say for some freaking reason that Surge Blades continue to need these. Maybe not, right? So this goes into the arc passive, and then we need 5 more. We get 6x4 now, chat. The max is 6x4. If you're confused, you gotta watch my low on review. detailed explanation, as well as stay tuned for the next video. We're gonna talk about the ability stone. All right. So because it's gonna be 6x4, the new cap is 6x4, but most of us will be 6x3, and then we go 6x4 as we learn the relic books. Ain't no way that you guys are gonna get relic 20 books of Grudge, Keen Blunt, Ambush, yada 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 yada. Okay, it's gonna take time. It's gonna take time. Calm down, right? But what we need now is the legendary books so that we can, when we are ready, transition into the arc passive, so that we could get 6x3. Okay. So, like I said, I'm missing a journaling book. How do I know that? Go to the engraving storage, and I'm missing adrenaline, right? So, shouldn't that mean you just learn the books right now, Zeal, since you have the free books that you saved up from all the events? No, I'm gonna hold till the last minute. Why would I decide right now? Just be safe, hold. All right, but I might hold on to the books until later to see what they cooked up, since the director said some engravings will be adjusted. Also, shifts in builds. Maybe we don't know if yearning will come with arc passive. Will the supports give us yearning? We don't know. There's no guarantee. So if we lose movement speed, what happens to Raid Captain? I don't know. Right? For example, I don't know. Is Raid Captain still gonna be the meta? Maybe. Maybe not. Right? Is Keen Blunt gonna be meta? I don't know. Maybe. If we lose crit damage, because remember, arc passive gives new set bonuses. It's like gear sets, but they have new sets. So let's say we don't get crit damage or something at Surge Blade. Can Keen Blunt be worth more? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, we don't know. We don't know anything. So I'm gonna hold on. And then he said that some of the engravings will be adjusted. What does that mean? He said specifically, word for word, that Ambush Master as well as Master Brawler will get toned down. Some of the engravings will be toned up or down. We don't know which ones. We don't know. Okay? So if we don't know, we wait. We collect free stuff and we wait. Next, cut all unnecessary gold consumption. Okay? Cut all unnecessary gold consumption. If you're not getting gate kept and after deciding where to park before tier 4, we're going to talk about this, save gold where you can. Gold is number one. Gold is number one. Silver and gold is number one. Okay, we don't know what's gonna be good later, right? Like we don't even know what engraving is gonna be the meta. We don't know what ability stones are gonna be the meta or anything like that. That's gonna be the, once again, the separate video, right? And all of that stuff. So just hold on to the gold, right? Gold is very important. I don't know, like for example, what is like an unnecessary gold consumption? Cutting a 9-7 right now. Like what? No. Okay, but we'll talk about. While you should not buy rocks for 9-7 purposes in the auction house, you can still cut 9-7 for free. We're gonna talk about that in the ability stone video, okay? And I do encourage that, but not yet. I'll talk about stones for now. What I want to say about stones is like you don't want to throw away the stones that you have favorited. Like for example, let's say Ambush Master and Grudge stone dropped. Like in Korea, that's worth 1 gold. Used to be worth 1 gold, but now I would hold on to that. That might be the best slot. Might be. So I'll hold on to that. Maybe if I have the guts to cut it with the silver, yeah, it's a couple silver. Maybe that becomes a 9-7, 9-8, whatever, or 10-7. Or I could just sell it later when the price goes up. So I'm just gonna hold on to that. Is what I'm saying, right? That's what I'm saying about the ability stones. And if you have a 9-6 like rock sitting in your storage. Let me give you an example. If you have any rocks that Reddit made fun of you because you had this rock, maybe a streamer did, maybe I did. Like this rock, for example, Ambush Master 2. Ambush Master 2 is the reverse, right? Let's say you have an Ambush Master 2 Grudge 3, right? 9-7 reverse. People used to be like, reverse 9-7, get you know, rip bozo. But now that could be best of slot. That could be best of slot. So you better find that rock you got a reverse of, and you better not delete it. Don't delete rocks. 9-6. If you're a 7-7 Andy right now, but you have a 9-6, 9-6 could be more powerful. Okay? So don't delete. Let's say you deleted a 10-6 because it was a reverse. Reddit made fun of me. Oh, Ambush 2, Grudge 2. I deleted it. Oh. You better get that back, bro. I don't know what to tell you, bro. Like, if you have a Grudge 10 and Ambush 6 Rock, Grudge 10 is 6% increase to Grudge. Grudge now caps out at 27% to bosses. So that reverse rock that everyone made fun of you for could now be the best rock. Okay? I'm sorry. Let's say you had a 10-6 Grudge Ambush, right? So you have 10 in Grudge. That's 6% increase to Grudge. So your Grudge goes from 21 to 27. That rock could be the best rock now. Could be. We don't know. So if you deleted it, I don't know if you got to send a ticket right now. I don't know what you got to do. But, yeah. And also, you remember the people back in the Relic days, 5xp+1, when Adrenaline 2 wasn't the meta? So people cut like Grudge 9, Keen Blunt 7. That could be the best slot for Gunslinger. We don't know. We don't know. So if you deleted it, I don't know what you got to do to get it back, bro. You got to contact somebody. But anyways, cut all unnecessary consumptions, okay? Like quality. Anything you can cut back, cut back. I don't say this. I want you guys to still play the game and enjoy the game, but cut back what you can. All right? So actions to take before tier 3 raid gold nerfs. Here it is, boys. Uh-oh. You know, where is it? We got the gold nerfs announced in Korea. Okay? Do note we don't even know when gold nerfs are coming to even if we don't know when the gold nerf is coming in NAU. Well, Amazon proved that very well today by announcing nothing. And even if it comes to the West, hopefully Aegis is very transparent about this. I was hoping that they did release a plan today so that we can play around the plan. And they told us if the gold nerf was also coming to the West. If they do not include this information and blindside us, it is huge L for you guys. Not for them, but I mean, maybe for them too, but because they're gonna get rioting. But so fingers crossed. But so I'm saying this because Korea knows that we know that a gold nerf is coming. If the West doesn't know that gold nerf is coming and it just you log in and there's a gold nerf, that's trash. First of all, I don't even think gold nerf should come to the West at this point, or for the rest of the year for that matter. But if it is coming, they need to let us know. They cannot blindside us this. That is a huge blow to the community. So coming soon to Korea, keyword, Ivory Tower normal. You can see the numbers. I'm not gonna read all this. But here's the difference. A 1540 character now generates 4,200 gold less in Korea. And a 1580 character now generates 5,400 gold less. And if these guys choose to do even solo content, they even generate less. Why am I telling you guys this news? There's a reason. Reaching 1600 to 1620 is hard now. The average cost yesterday in Korea was 665k gold. Today it is 580k gold. Why is it dropping? We'll talk about that, but you need to also calculate if we had the date from the Amazonies, we know exactly if we have 2 months or 3 months for our 1600 babies to either sit there or go to 1620 to get off the ground and walk through the desert to the oasis to 1620. We don't know because they didn't give us the freaking time. Do we have 2 months? 2 months may be possible. 3 months? Highly possible. But now, we don't know. All right? Next. What am I leading to? Oh, I'm leading to a very big question. 1600 versus 1620 for alts or even mains. So knowing the goal difference before and after nerfs, comma, you have to choose to get to 1620 before the gold nerfs, whenever that is, for the West, L, big L, or you have to choose to park at 1600 and take the gold hits. So you have to make a decision. Do I just, there's a tsunami coming, right? Do I drive away or do I just eat it, right? That is up to you. So once again, you have to choose to get to 1620 before the gold nerf because think about it, critical thinking, if our gold gets nerfed, it gets harder to get to 1620, right? Because like I just said, it costs 665k, 580k on average for a 1600 to go to 1620. I don't know the math for NAU. You got to do the math for yourself right now. Or do you just say, no, I give up. They just gave us 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. That's not enough for me. I cannot do it. I'm just going to sit at 1600 and take the gold hits And yes, I know that one day when I do decide to go to 1620, because of the gold hit, it's gonna be even harder. Pros and cons of both choices, guys. So getting to 1620 means you get to enter tier 4. So let's go over the pros and cons. Getting to 1620 means you get to enter tier 4 to farm the crap out of the new tier 4 gems and mats. This is gonna be probably our biggest gold earning if you're not a busser. All right, this could be probably, as a free-to-play casual, this is gonna be a very good way to earn our gold. I mean, I'm gonna take care of that, dude. I'm planning on eating this up, dude. But now you open the doors to content that has elixirs. Here's a con. Here's a con, guys. So you get the yum tier 4 and mats, yum. But now you open the doors to the content that has elixirs, transcendence, and if you plan to raid with this character, whether it's your main or alt, you need to have higher gems, high gatekeeping, and no solo mode. No solo mode protection. You're 1600 Andy, you have solo mode. 1620, I mean, you can do solo modes, but yeah. If you don't plan to raid and just farm Chaos Dungeon and cubes, then that solves the problem temporarily. What does that mean? So let's say, let me give you an example. Let's go to my roster. Like this character right here, Aeromancer, 1620. She has no transcendence and little baby purple elixir is not even done, right? Do I think, no gems, by the way. Do you think she's gonna get into a tier, do you think she, okay, let's say I jump her from 1620 to 1640. Oh, tier 4, yay, the promised land. I get to get the Chaos Dungeon if it's 1640, and then the cube if it's 1640, right? If, all right? But do I get to raid? Do you think this, because I'm 6040, that I'm gonna magically be able to do Behemoth? Think about it, chat. Do you think people are gonna invite me to Ek in the hard mode? No transcendence, no elixirs, no gems. Do you think I'm gonna get invited? You answer that question. You answer that question. You have a static? They want to carry you? Good! You don't have a static? You pug everything? Good luck. So what the hell am I gonna do? Well, temporarily, I'm gonna brush aside the elixirs, transcendence, weapon transcendence, and I'm just gonna farm. If at 6040, that is the Chaos Dungeon for tier 4, I'm gonna farm that. I gotta farm that. I mean, my Airmancer is not even a gold earner for me, right? So Milk Jugs, Aeromancer, as well as Gauge, he has no transcendence, as well as my Scrapper, no transcendence. They will all gravitate towards tier 4, and then hopefully the Chaos Dungeon is 6040 for tier 4, and then they'll milk that content, and then supply my main with that mat. So this situation differs for everybody. Not everybody is sitting on such a roster like me, right? I'm privileged, thanks you guys. So you gotta think about it, right? But there is an option to not raid or choose to, you know, swallow the ego, okay? And just let go of the FOMO, go to 1620 and go to 1640, and then just still do the same raids as if you were 1620. So if you're 1620 now and you're doing Ekina normal, Daemai normal, and then Ivory Tower hard, continue to do so as a 1640 character while you make gold with these same raids you're doing at 1620, but you do it at 1640, but then you farm the mats and sell the mats. And then with that gold, you do elixirs, that is half nerfed, transcendence half nerfed, right? So the point is this, guys. You need to calculate your gold generation, because in order to catch up, let's say you put aside these things for later, okay, but then Smilegate said they still transfer over to tier 4. But since that is too much burden for new players, what is the solution for new players? They respected the veterans by letting us transfer it, but what about the veterans and the alts? Well, they said they'll nerf the cost of elixirs and transcendence by half. They'll throw some free ones that you could use silver. They're giving 10 tickets that like does transcendence for free, as well as increasing the acquisition rate. So as you do the same raid as a 1620, now that you have access to tier 4, if you have access to the tier 4 mats, right? If you have access to the tier 4 mats, right? You're generating more income than a 1620. So you could generate, because you're generating more income, you put that into Elixir's Transcendence slowly, okay? if you plan to raid on these. However, there is still one problem, which will be covered later. What about the advanced honing? Now, versus, you know what, Zeals? I don't think we have enough time. I don't think I have enough time or gold to get my 1600 to 1620 before the honing nerf. If it's even coming, right? A lot of ifs. So 600 means you don't waste gold to 1620. So that's gold saved that you could put on your main. Ah, so you want to be a 1 character tier 4 Andy. But we know what happens in the West when that happened when you guys entered tier 3 back 2 years ago. You generate nerfed gold from older raids, right? Right here. The old, if this comes to the West, I hope not. And if it does come to the West, I hope it's delayed and it's not this drastic. But yes, if it does come, the worst case scenario, exactly like KR, you generate nerf gold from older raids, either party play or solo mode. Solo mode means you generate even less gold. So your main at tier 4 may feel lonely. May, dude, these are very important underlying words. Also, nerfed raid gold may make it even harder to get to 1620 until further help comes along later, aka honing nerf to 1620. Why they didn't do this with the low on? I mean, we know why, but I wish they nerfed honing to 1620. But I saw a lot of review videos about this, and I saw reviews of non-whale streamers making reviews about this on their YouTube channel, like smaller YouTubers, and they were saying that, oh, this is too burdensome still. But it is what it is for now, so we have to adapt. You have to adapt, okay? So what wins in the short or long run, we don't know. All we know is older tier 3 raid gold generation is getting nerfed in Korea. But once again, we don't know if 1, when this comes to the West, and 2, if the conditions are changed for the West. So choose wisely and good luck. What are you guys gonna do, chat? I mean, first of all, we don't even know when tier 4 comes out, so you don't even know your deadline. All right, so another 1600 versus 1620. Another more variables for you to think. We don't know if map prices will decrease or increase when you decide to hone. Okay, I am honing tomorrow. I am gonna hone tomorrow. I'll explain why. And map prices are going down right here. Look at that. But this is Korea. I heard that in the West is not the same. Okay. So you see the mad tank. Okay. So leap zones used to be about average of 20. It peaked to 30 gold. And then right after the low on, look at the people selling as well as the buyers. It's not just dropping. People are also buying. Right? Same thing with the weapon mats. It used to be 22 gold. Now it's 11 gold. It went down to even 10 gold this morning. But people are still honing. We'll talk about that. As well as the pouches. I sold all of these. So they were about 350 gold. Now they're about 230 gold. Okay? I don't think the trend will be the same in the West. Because, here's why. Eventually, over a long period of time, we can assume it will go down as West transitions more and more players into tier 4. But there are times when it spikes due to supply and demand created by events and new roadmap. But NA didn't get a roadmap today. We didn't get any updates. We don't know if we should hone to 1620. We don't know. There is no... Look at this. The price is dropping, but the demand is increasing. Look at that. You could explain this by, oh, so how is this possible? How can the price drop when people are buying it? Because people were hoarding it. And they're like, I don't need this anymore. So I just list it on the auction house. Sell, sell, sell. But then there are people that still need it. So buy, buy, buy. Right? But then there are more people that hoarded it in Korea than people buying it. Is that going to happen in the West? I don't freaking know. Because we don't know anything in the West. Next. Advanced honing. So people have no idea about advanced honing. They were speculating all this thing. Okay. So let's look at advanced honing. Advanced honing is coming in June. Well, it is June, right? It's coming in about a week in the West. So I think some people are confusing facts versus opinion, and that needs to be differentiated so that people can critically think. Facts. Director says right here in this link at that time said, however, after succeeding your gear to tier 4, right here, tier 3 to tier 4, your tier 3 ancient becomes tier 4 relic. After you succeed your gear to tier 4, and when you do advanced honing, it requires tier 4 materials, so please do note that. I mean, that's kind of obvious. It makes sense. So if your gear is tier 3, you do advanced honing with tier 3 mats. If you succeed your gear to tier 4, it starts eating tier 4 mats. But, is it gonna eat the same quantity of mats? For example, is it gonna eat 22 leaf stones per tap on armor of tier 4 mats, or is it gonna eat like 8 tier 4 mats? We don't know. Well, I do know one thing. Korea's gonna find out on July 10th. I'm gonna go, like I said, these characters and my gunslinger will have the advanced honing. They will finish the advanced honing and go to tier 4 in July 10th. My Scrapper, Slayer 2, Airmancer, and Breaker will not go with advanced honing. And I'll explain why. So I'll know the difference. So I'll let you guys know. So don't panic. Okay. So here are your choices. Choice number 1. Do advanced honing with tier 3 mats. Use bound and shop smart with price tanks. Take advantage of the market. Time it. Okay. Do advanced honing with tier 4 mats after converting your tier 3 gear to tier 4 gear. Alright, so delay it. Alright. Or number 3. Wait until July 10th to see how advanced honing looks like with tier 4 mats in Korea, as well as some of the calculations in Korea. Okay. But look, once again, if you decide to do something in July 10th, you're sitting from June 19th, which is the expected target of Ekina release in the West. You're gonna sit for about 20 days, right? I mean, if you don't get gay cap, I guess that's safe too, right? So let me see here. Could advanced honing be this cheaper in tier 4 to not burden new and returning players? Refer back to number 3. My bro science is advanced honing. So like new players come to Lost Ark, they're obligated and incentivized to go to tier 4, right? That's where the game is going to be in the next couple years. We're going to be in tier 4. But then, in order to respect the veterans, right? Not too much, right? In order to respect the veterans, they're going to make sure your gems carry over and your advanced honing, as well as elixirs and transcendence. But they're going to nerf the cost of transcendence and elixirs for the new players. What about advanced honing? That's why I have this bro science that could advanced honing be cheaper in tier 4 for the new players, right? I don't know. Maybe it will be cheaper for tier 4. We'll find out on July 10th. Okay. Advanced honing. Will it be cheaper to advanced hone with tier 3 mats or tier 4 mats? Once again, we don't know. But still you have to make a decision. Even if it's cheaper, you can opt out to not do advanced honing. Right? That's what I said about ZEALS and milk jugs. They will not do the advanced honing. Okay. Now, that's because they're not my top 6 gold earners. However, if they were, what would I do then? Okay. Even if it's cheaper, you can opt out to not do advanced honing. Push it till later. Go from plus 19, 1620 Akan gear to 1640 relic tier 4 gear. Farm tier 4 mats and do advanced honing way down the road. Remember I told you guys this? You're a 1620 character. You're doing Thamai normal, Ekina normal, as well as Volus hard mode. Keep doing those raids, because those raids, except for Ivory Tower in Korea, it's gonna get nerfed by 1.5k. So keep doing those raids as a 1640 character. And then sell the tier 4 mats initially until it calms down. And with the excessive gold, choose to do the advanced honing later, right? Push it till later. Earn gold now when the mats are expensive. And then once it calms down, markets calm down, then start thinking about using that gold. All right. And then will advanced honing be cheaper to do with tier 4 mats versus conventional honing at 1640? You also have to know this. Yeah. Is it cheaper to tap my relic tier 4 gear with the old honing system? Or will advanced honing be cheaper? We don't know that. Right? We don't know that. We don't know like the order we need to progress our character. And then we don't know, but if it's cheaper, then tackle advanced honing first, then do the old honing system. You understand what I mean? So let's say you go to 1640, you do the old raids, like I said, Ivory Tower, Thamine, Ekina, normal. Okay? and then get the tier 4 mats if we can enter Chaos Dungeon at 6040 and the cube. So you get those mats, sell those gems, sell those mats, sell those gems, sell those mats, do those old raids, and then look at the calculator. The calculator says, advanced honing in tier 4 is cheaper than the regular hones of tier 4, right? The regular hones is like the old honing system. So if the guide says, if the calculator says advanced honing is better, then do the advanced honing, right? So these are some of the game plans we have. What care players are being told in their emergency streams is to finish their already started advanced honing, or at least get stages 1 through 10, or get stages 1 through 10 on their weapon at least. This doesn't mean you follow suit, okay? We have no idea, and I don't even know your situation. Maybe you are like a rat with 7 million shards, right? Like 5 million shards. So the advanced honing you could do completely for free, except the tapping, the flat cost of tapping. You have all the mats ready. You have the 10,000 leap zones bound. You have bound mats, 140,000 weapon mats. You only need the flat gold, okay? Like you have this 3,595 untradeable orejas. You have like 7,000 stones. You have 140,000 of these. Because on average, you need about 140 to 150,000 weapon mats to get to stage 1 through 20, right? So if you have all of that, could that be cheaper than using tier 4 mats? You could assume maybe, right? You could safely assume maybe, unless tier 4 advanced honing is much, much, much easier, right? So one thing can be scary. One more thing that can be scary is if the next Akan raid is set to 16. Oh, bruh. That is scary. That is scary. What is scary is if 1640 is not tier 4 Chaos Dungeon and cubes. That is scary number 1. Scary number 2 is, what if Smilegate knows of people that just go to 1620 and then get the boost to 1640 and then they just rice farm, right? It's a term in Korea. What if they're aware? And what if they do something about it? And they're like, oh, in order to do tier 4 Chaos Dungeon, you gotta be 1650. Rip Bozo, do advanced honing. We don't know. And then what if the new Akan raid at normal is 1660? So is it better to advance hone in tier 3 with my bound mats? Or is it better to do the advanced hone with tier 4 mats? Now, if I don't have any bound mats, I'm new, returnee, or I just got to 6020, I don't have any shards left. Is it still cheaper to do advanced honing in tier 3? And buy the mats from the auction house? Because the market is tanking? Or not tanking, maybe it's spiking because they just released the information and then everyone's like panic buying, we don't know. Or is it better to do the advanced honing in tier 4? We don't know. We don't know. I think whether you do it at tier 3 or 4, doing it slowly is good. Waiting for the information, waiting for price tanks is good. Okay. Think about how... So the thing you need to take away is think about how you plan to generate gold. How are you going to generate gold from today and forward? Stay at 1620 and farm tier 3 mats to do advanced honing. Equals making sure you have a raid standards to generate gold, but miss tier 4 action early on. Or convert 1620 tier 3 gear to tier 4 gear so that you enter tier 4 content to farm tier 4 mats. Well, granted that the Chaos Dungeon is 1640. Hopefully it is. As your gold generation to fund vertical systems that get you gate kept in Ekina, Thaymine, and Ivory Tower. Okay. As I said, what this means is stay at 1620, farm tier 3 mats, do the advanced honing before going to tier 4, or catapult to tier 4 because they announced that the Chaos Dungeon is 1640 for tier 4 and the cube, and then farm those mats and sell them to fund your character to be more well-rounded so it doesn't get declined in parties. That is your choice, right? Delay the entrance to tier 4, miss out the action, or enter tier 4 after knowing that you can even do tier 4 Chaos Dungeon and farming content. Sell those mats, and then reinvest into your alt, your main, so that your 1620, now 1640, has the elixirs, transcendence, and the advanced honing, so that now you can raid with the rest. I wouldn't even really think about the new account. Yeah, don't think about the new account, guys. If you're 1620 now, I don't really think about the new account, okay? Like, the new account is like the end game, okay? That's the end game. But if you play smart and you make the right moves, this is like kind of the time that you can catch up to the end game. All right. Does that make sense, guys? I know it's kind of confusing because there are so many options. There are so many paths to take. What is the right path? At the end of the day, this is all we know. All right? It is your turn. I made my moves. I made my moves calculated. I sold some of the accessories I plan on never using. I am willing to play Punisher, Esoteric for progression. Okay, for the upcoming raid. If it's clunky, it is what it is. I'll just hold down till Arc Passive. I transition into Arc Passive, and then I can freely change things around. All right? But accessories I have already sold. Gems, you could do what I did. Sold some spares and make some gold back. You could play the auction house. You could sell high, buy low. You could do that. You could sell all your level 10 gems and buy the level 9 gems and use those. And then convert those into tier 4 level 7 gems. The choice is yours, guys. The choice is yours. Ultimately, every day that goes on from here, you have to make your choice. And don't make any too drastic choices, guys. Until we get the dates. Until we get the dates, the announcement of, for example, the crucial information is, when is anything, when do we know what when is in the Western Lost Ark? When do we know tier 4 is coming? When is A gear raid coming? When is the Super Mokoko event coming? When is the solo content coming? We don't know that for AGS or the Western side. Also, when is Korea gonna find out that the tier 4 dungeons, Chaos Dungeon and Cube is 1640? Or is it 1640? What is the eye level for A gear in Korea? How much is advanced honing with tier formats in Korea on July 10th? That we'll find out, as we are due for 1 CM letter in Korea in this month. If not, the last date will be July 10th. July 10th, we'll find out more information, and I'll update you guys of what we said here. The game plan might change. Okay? But I just wanted to tell you guys this because even if you didn't know and you watched this and you just sat on something, sitting on something is still a decision. You might be winning or losing. And that's that, dude. Go to the highlight channel, guys. Subscribe to the bald guy. All right. We'll be putting more of this like daily. Oh, this happened. Oh, we got more information about this. That goes in here. It's gonna go in here, right? All right. This is gonna go in the main channel though. This video is gonna go to the main channel.